edition. Behind me is the Israeli Air Force's newest addition. Meet the first of its kind, Boeing KC-46 Pegasus aircraft, carrying over 200,000 pounds of fuel and capable of performing up to 50% more fueling operations. This means more aircraft in the sky for longer periods of time across greater distances. And it doesn't stop there. Built for multi-mission operations, this aircraft is equipped with advanced 3D digital refueling systems, so it can simultaneously refuel fighter jets, transport heavy cargo, and carry out medical evacuations. Dismantling terror threats from the sky just got a whole lot easier. Reached aerial superiority over Tehran's skies? The answer is behind me. This is the F-35, the fighter jet at the center of Operation Roaring Lion. Equipped with the most advanced technology, every strike is fast and precise. 1,600 kilometers away from Israel, the F-35 has made history. For the first time ever, this fighter jet struck down a Yak-130 Iranian fighter jet. As the IDF stands ready for any threat posed to Israel, the F-35 remains prepared for any mission.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant. I'm a tank commander in the Armored Corps. As you can see behind me is a Merkava Mark IV tank, part of the 401 Brigade. See the cannon, 120 millimeters. We have two machine guns, one that's attached to the turret. That's the part above here. It spins around the tank and can shoot at any opponent, any enemy at up to 5 kilometer distance. We have the part here that's called the chassis. It's also used as the chassis for the namer, which infantry use, and that is where the crew is, that's where the driver is. We have a few other unique defense systems. We have the trophy system, or the defense system, which intercepts missiles, intercepts cornets and anti-tank missiles that our enemies use against us. We call it sarot safta in Hebrew, which is grandma's hair that has special material which blocks out also any shot at the tank. The iniquity of tanks in Israel is that the most important thing is the tank and the crew survivability. So what we have is we have the tank's engine is in front. So when the tank gets hit, the engine takes the first hit and it saves the crew. We have 4 roles in the tank. We have a tank driver. The driver is, of course, in charge of driving the tank, listening to where the commander tells him to drive. We have a gunner who shoots. He moves the turret and aims at the targets. He has 3 different guns to use. He has a Browning machine gun. He has a normal machine gun with 7.67 rounds. And he has the 120 millimeter cannon. We then have a loader who's in charge of loading the missiles and making sure that nothing gets caught in between the turret and the chassis. As you can tell, the turret can spin, and anything that is between the turret and the chassis can can get damaged, and it's the loader's job to make sure that doesn't happen. And then we have me, I'm the tank commander. I give instructions to the crew. I listen to communications with the officer and the platoon commander and see what needs to be done, what's our mission. And I, of course, ensure the safety of my crew. Now, in order for a tank to operate, you need all 4 people to do their job well. A loader who doesn't load well ruins the experience of the tank. It will not operate. A gunner can't shoot if he doesn't have any rounds. A tank that doesn't drive properly or that keeps knocking into things also isn't so viable on the battlefield. The tank is a big machine. It requires a lot of maintenance. Daily maintenance on the tank, focusing mainly on the track. We have a priority system. The most important thing is the track. If the tank can't drive, it's not maneuverable, then it has no use. After that, we take care of all the weapon systems. We take care of things inside the tank, things for the crew's safety. Now, how do you live in a tank? No matter how many days or weeks you spend in a tank, it's still difficult. That's our task to do. You get used to sleeping in it. I personally sleep in the back hatchet. There's an area, we call it the מסדרון, which is a corridor in English. And its purpose is, first and foremost, for people that get injured. When someone is injured, we move him to the back, and we wait for someone to come and rescue him. Besides that, we can also put a 5th crewman. During the war, I had a paramedic who slept in the corridor. It is very confined and uncomfortable, but he did it because he had to. Now, we get used to eating, sleeping in the tank. There's no toilet. We just use garbage bags and our helmets. The tank gets very, very hot. It's actually hottest at night. The tank takes a lot of hours to heat up because it's a big metal vessel, and in the day it actually cools down. Now, we have air vents in the tank, we have fans for the crewmen, and we have something which is sort of like an air conditioning. It blows out, it's a pipe that blows out cold air. We can also use it in case of an emergency. If there's smoke in the tank, put it to our mouths and breathe in through it. In general, we have lots of drills that get us ready for war and for difficult situations. We have drills for almost anything. We have drills for evacuation. We have drills for soldiers that get injured, whether it's the driver, loader, or gunner. We have a step-by-step instructions for the crewmen, what we do in each situation, and everyone knows what they need to do, and we practice that on a weekly basis. Before the war, we had something called precious time. We had 2 straight weeks where we were just waiting to enter, and we trained from the morning to night getting ready for these situations. If a tank gets hit in the front on the engine, we have a drill for that. We know how to do almost anything, whether we're shot at, whether the tank blows up. And it's my job as a tank commander to give out those instructions in real time under crazy stress, sometimes even if you've been injured, and we're expected to do our job. We're trained and prepared for any operational activity. As you can see, I'm sitting on the engine. It's currently covered, but this is one of the safety measurements the tank has, which ensures survivability. For the crew, we have the engine in the front, so if a shell or anti-tank missile is shot at the front of the tank, this will take the burden. We do know that the tank will then not be operational because there won't be an engine, and we're willing to live with that because our priority is to keep the soldiers safe. This is the 120 millimeter cannon. It's attached to the turret. This wider part is for the gases to go outwards. When you shoot, there's a big reconnaissance. This whole cannon flies back inside the tank, and there's tons of gases that pass by here, and it can move up and down and spin 360 degrees. Here we have wind that comes out. When the engine starts, we have hot air coming out of here. On the other side, we actually have cold air that comes out. These wheels, which we call bugim, it's actually my favorite part of the tank to switch. So we have some important features here. We have reverse camera. Here's a light that lights up. You can see a tank ahead of you. That's sometimes how you can see the tank when there's tons of dust and you're not really sure how far you are away from a tank. As long as you see this light and you know you're doing well. Our operation in Jabalia, my platoon led the brigade, and the first tank had a mine put on the tank in between the hatchet and the turret, and thank God it didn't explode. Had a lot of situations of civilians walking by with white flags, which of course we would never shoot at, and also sometimes civilians who are threatening our tank, who are filming our tank, and I know that they're giving up our coordinates to Hamas right now, but I won't strike them because they're not threatening me, and that's how we operate in the IDF. It's important for me to be able to say that I did my 100% to protect the country and the civilians here. I want people up north and down south by Gaza to be able to return to their homes. Still, unfortunately, many communities have not returned home yet, and their homes are still being rebuilt. And I know that when I'm fighting for them, and I'm fighting for their safe return.
How did the IDF succeed in eliminating senior leaders of the Iranian regime, achieve aerial superiority over Tehran, and dismantle approximately 85% of Iran's air defense systems?
Let's highlight the IDF's achievements against the Iranian regime during Operation Roaring Lion, week by week.
At the start of Operation Roaring Lion, approximately 200 fighter jets completed the largest ever military flyover in the history of the IAF. Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Iranian regime, was eliminated, marking the elimination of all senior leaders in Iran's axis of terror, and 40 commanders in the Iranian regime's defense leadership were eliminated in 40 seconds. Within the first 24 hours of the operation, the IDF achieved aerial superiority over Tehran. Following Hezbollah's decision to join the Iranian regime in its attacks on Israel, the IDF began striking Hezbollah terror targets across Lebanon. That same week, an Iranian Yak-130 fighter jet was struck down by an IAF Adir F-35 fighter jet in a historic shootdown.
By the second week of the operation, the head of the military office of the Iranian Supreme Leader was eliminated, as well as the Imam Hussein Division commander. Meanwhile, the IRGC space headquarters and 50 ammunition bunkers were struck. The commander of Hezbollah's Nasser unit was eliminated, along with 5 senior commanders in the IRGC Quds Forces Lebanon Corps.
In the third week, the IAF struck additional targets, such as the primary research center of the Iranian Space Agency and the IRGC's Navy headquarters. Key Iranian regime figures were eliminated. Ali Larijani, the de facto leader of the Iranian terror regime, the commander of the besieged unit, Kholomareza Soleimani, the new commander of the Imam Hussein Division, Hassan Ali Marwan, less than a week after his predecessor, senior intelligence officials, and the spokesperson of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps.
By the fourth week of Operation Roaring Lion, a command center in Dakhya, gas stations, funding Hezbollah, and additional infrastructure sites was struck in southern Lebanon. Additionally, the IDF eliminated the senior leadership of the IRGC Navy, and the Iraq Heavy Water Plant, a key plutonium production site for nuclear weapons, was struck.
As the operation continued into the fifth week, Hezbollah Radwan Force terrorist Ali Hassan Shaib, who operated for years under the guise of a journalist, was eliminated. Not long after, the IDF eliminated the commander of the Iranian regime's ballistic missile unit.
By the sixth week, the IDF struck the petrochemical complex responsible for the production of chemical materials used for weapons in Mashhad, alongside one of the last remaining sites used for producing critical chemical components for developing ballistic missiles. Shortly after, the largest coordinated strike across Lebanon since the start of the operation was carried out, and the secretary to the Hezbollah Secretary General was eliminated. 2 days earlier, the commander of the Quds Forces Special Operations Unit was eliminated.
Operation Roaring Lion demonstrated the precision and strength of the IDF, proving that no matter the distance or the threat, we will act to defend our people.
We cherish our land, our home, all of the things we have built upon it. We persevere. Take care of our wounds. We never give up. We defend our home. We remember those who sacrificed everything. We keep fighting for the small moments that make life here worth everything. We lift each other up. In those small moments, we lean on each other because it is our duty to raise the spirit of a nation that never stops believing.
We are the Israel Defense Forces. For 72 years, you've heard our story. Tiny country surrounded by enemies, surviving against all odds. You know the names of our wars, our battles, our planes, our tanks, our tech. You think you understand our success?
You know nothing. Let me tell you a secret. The key to our existence is not our weapons. It's our soldiers. Our spirit, our passion, our love.
We are an army of the people. Jews, Druze, Muslims, Christians. We are defending our homes.
We are protecting our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our neighbors, our friends.
Where there's no road, we pave one. No bridge, we build one. No answer, we find one.
For us, no distance is too far, no ocean too vast, no mission too complicated.
We get the job done.
When our new soldiers are sworn in, they pledge, if necessary, to sacrifice their lives for Israel.
All of us, in blue, in green, in white, in beige, generals and privates, active duty and reserves, we're ready to take any risk to ensure the survival of Israel. It's an honor to have this mission today. We stand on the shoulders of giants who came before us. The men and women who started with nothing and built a powerful army that is feared by its enemies and respected by its peers. We're proud to have given new life to the Jewish people, security to all of Israel's citizens, and confidence that our best days are ahead of us. We are the Israel Defense Forces.
Now you know our secret.